Summer solstice is the longest day of the year. In the northern hemisphere, it is celebrated between 20th and 23rd of June, and in the southern hemisphere, it is celebrated in December around the same time, 20 to 23rd. There are many names of summer solstice that are in common use. In modern pagan world, we know the word Litha or Litha. It has been introduced by Tolkien in his Lord of the Rings series, and then adapted in 1974 by Aidan Kelly into modern Wicca. In Poland, where I'm from, we celebrate Noc Kupały. Other names for summer solstice are Midsummer and Albanhefin in Druidic. There are many traditions surrounding summer solstice. Originally, it was festival of fire and water. People celebrated life and the sun and life-giving energies. It was a time of abundance in the earth, and also fresh fruit, vegetables. People lit fires for protection. It was believed that this night is surrounded by magic and magical creatures such as fairies and other nature spirits. People feared them, that's why they lit the fires to protect their livestock, protect their homes, families, and all the crops around. Another common theme of summer solstice was pilgrimage to sacred waters and wells. A lot of traditions are linked into Beltane traditions because it all celebrates life, the giving sun. The magical intentions that it can work during that time is the ones of solar energy, masculine, abundance, success, culmination, fulfillment. All of these transitioning moments in our lives as well. It is a time that we get the longest day of the year, but also it marks the time that the days getting shorter from then. Originally it was celebrated as a festival of transitions, getting this harvest season opened, celebrating the light that is surrounding us during that day. In the Slavic cultures, we have many traditions and legends surrounding midsummer. We call it Kupala's night, which is named after a god of fertility and love and waters. Many traditions are surrounded by fires and around waters. Women used to make flower wreaths and throw them into the rivers for men to catch. One legend says that during this one night in a year, the flower of fern is blooming, and whoever finds it is going to be granted with luck and prosperity. The other things that you can do during summer solstice, midsummer or Litha is gather with your friends in the nature. People like to go for picnics, have some fresh fruit and nice salads, maybe some cookies with flowers. Whatever brings this joyful energy into your life, that is really good idea to do. You can gather your friends and go into the nature, have a fire or barbecue if you're allowed. Celebrate this time with your closest people. Great thing to do on this lovely summer day is to go and swim. This can be combined with this traditional pilgrimage towards water and seeing it as a nurturing element of the world. So going for a swim, it's not only cleansing, but it can also be very refreshing during that time. Some people decide to celebrate Litha on beaches and by the sea. Some others might have some lakes around, or rivers or streams, or even sacred wells or springs. I hope to go to my local waterfall and swim. This is my favorite place to go, and I really look forward to doing so. During Litha or summer solstice, it's good to do some manifestation magic. Since the world around us is so abundant, it's easier to tap into this active solar energy or growth. It's great if you can find some green or golden candles and maybe write some sigils on it. You could also use some prosperity herbs such as basil, rosemary, lavender, and chamomile, maybe sunflower, because they all represent this magnificent solar energy. Another thing that you can change in your surroundings is to decorate your Litha altar. You can use representations of sun, fairies, and other magical creatures or any solar deities that you worship. You might want to include flowers or some little offerings for nature spirits. They really love honey and some sweets and fruit. So if you want to offer something back to nature, you can just bring some grapes or apples or strawberries and put it in places in nature. When it comes to color of Litha, it is very common to use golden, yellow, orange, red and green candles as well as decoration, because they all talk about the abundance and culmination of nature solar energies around us. Also, another symbolical creatures of that time are all the pollinators such as bees, butterflies, moths and bumblebees and even wasps. So you can decorate your altar with the little figures of them, or maybe make your own crafts. People traditionally associated Litha or summer solstice with livestock such as like horses, cows, bulls, all of these animals that were bringing prosperity and work into everyday lives of our ancestors. One of the most beautiful traditions of midsummer is gathering herbs. It is said that during summer solstice, the herbs are the most potent and magical. Some people say that you can gather them during the night, some say with the early dew in the morning. But I believe whenever you harvest your herbs, it's up to you. The ones that you can find in the nature are usually associated with summer solstice, and this will depend on the area that you live in. A year ago I moved into Portugal, where during this time it's very dry and not so much colorful. For most people, the typical summer solstice herbs are rosemary, lavender, basil, lemon balm, sunflowers, calendulas, carnations, clovers, St. John's wort. That's a big one during that time. And all of these herbs can be harvested for magical or healing purposes. As I was saying before, the midsummer is a time where the veil between the worlds of spirits and our earthy physical world are very thin, and this is a great time to honor the fairies. You can maybe read some about fairy magic. Be very careful how you approach this topic because it's a bit controversial, I guess. And make sure that you offer them something nice. I would say something sweet, such as a cookie or a fruit or a little bit of juice maybe, would be a nice offering for them. I know that some people say it's not very great to thank the fairies because that's why you create this dependence. So whatever you do, just approach this topic with some research. And for this I can link the best books in the description below. You can also visit my blog post about Litha for all of the amazing information that is there. During summer solstice, it's also a great time to do some ritual bath. You can have a nice flower bath with all the herbs and flowers that you pick up and surround yourself with candles. I would really love to do that ritual. Unfortunately, I have only a shower, and I found a way to do shower rituals similar to the baths. What I would recommend is to have a fresh bundle of aromatic herbs such as basil, lemon balm, rosemary, eucalyptus, and hang them in your shower, in the shower head. That's why when the water gets hot, it activates the essential oils and then you have a beautiful aromatic experience. The last ritual that you can try on this day is to make sun water or sun tea. sun water is basically a water infused with solar energies, and it can be used for purposes such as honoring the life, abundance, action, making things work faster, as well as like empowering it with this super rich energy of the sun. To make a basic sun tea, you can collect your herbs. For this purpose, I would recommend sticking with mint, lemon balm, maybe some lavender, ginger. You can put all of them into a jar with a lid and place it in the sun for at least 3 to 5 hours. You can leave them for the whole day and then drink it during the night celebration. That would be all for today. I hope you enjoyed these rituals as well as some traditions and information on summer solstice. If you're interested in checking out my printables, you can go to Patreon page, and it's been really nice to have you here, and see you in a couple of days. Have a blissful rest of the week.